From completing our childhoods with his epic story and heroism, to leaving out important details and failing the test of time, here's everything that went wrong with Disney's film, Hercules. Let's face it, we all find Greek mythology really fascinating. From the virgin huntress Artemis to the god of the gods, Zeus, and of course, the hero Hercules. Disney's Hercules made it easier for all of us to see how great of a hero he actually was. Plus, the presence of a familiar character like Hades being portrayed as a sarcastic and mischievous god really brought a pleasant twist to the movie. As kids, we all loved this movie for the heroic action sequences and the cool-looking beasts and devils. After growing up, we all realized that there's more to this movie than creatures made of ice and lava. It's got the type of romance that, let's face it, we all want. The story of Hercules and Megara is so iconic and heartfelt, I could go through it again and again while enjoying every second of it. I'm a damsel, I'm in distress. I can handle this. Megara's character development touched all of our souls. Spending her entire life trying to get her long-lost lover back, Megara wasted her beauty, life, and youth. After meeting Hercules, she began the love story we all ache for. She became the motivation Hercules needed. But alas, he took it for granted and lost all his loved ones in the process, trading it all for fame and power. Kids are attracted to this movie for its smooth animation and properly thought-out character designs. The exaggerated features inspire kids to become strong and quick-witted like him when they grow up. For us, he was an easy competitor to Popeye. The movie sparks something inside of us, and by that, I don't mean singing gargoyles rhyming Adonis with croissant. I mean the way the music brings life to the animation, the way the characters look strong and chic, but at the same time are very soft-spoken and chivalrous. Even the skinny, weak people in the movie look like they've been pumping some mad iron. The movie received so much attention that they decided to release it in the form of an interactive game. Hercules Action Game had the main features of the entire movie jotted down. The excitement I felt when I found out I could play as the Slayer of the Nemean lion was off the charts. When you start the game, you first see the Muses. They sing the iconic song Zero to Hero, taking you back to scenes of the movie. The entire game is basically the movie being replayed, except this time it's you who gets to decide how Hercules does what. An interactive movie, if you would. They added so many movie gimmicks to the game, it's amazing. Personally, I loved the password pots feature in the game. If you match the vases in a specific pattern, you can gain access to a specific level in the game. That is, if you remember all of them. Apart from all the love that this movie receives, it's really far from the true lore of our hero Hercules. Hercules was said to be the child of Zeus's many scandals, which led Hera, Hercules' stepmother, to hate him. Unlike what happens in the movie, Hera was the one behind Hercules' 3 trials. Sounds real tough, doesn't it? Having your own mother turn against you at such a young age. But that did not stop our great hero from embracing his destiny. Of course, we know the trials could not best him. In the movie, Hercules' trials step away from the original lore. The poor boy was actually forced to slay his wife and children as a result of Hera's mischief. In the movie, the trials are a requirement for Hercules to return to his oh-so-sweet mother and father. That relationship really doesn't sit well, does it? There's so much mischief between these gods. Hercules was actually put on trial as penance for his heinous crimes, although Hercules was not to blame for it completely. He showed great valor by following his mother's orders to commit such crimes. Imagine having to visualize a family quarrel like that. It'd shatter the family friendliness of the movie entirely. Hercules' life is portrayed as a very adventurous one, but little do we know that that's just a different story. The Disney classic also lacks in emotional depth and complexity as compared to the tales of Disney's other movies. The characters really weren't given enough attention and time to add some proper character development. I mean, where's the emotional backstory? Where's the struggle? They seriously didn't focus on the small details much. But are they to blame? Hercules' story is so complex, they'd have to extend the movie's duration a lot more. In fact, Disney had to actually cut out some parts of the story already. So I don't think they've done a bad job, despite the limiting factors that they had to face. The fast-paced storytelling of the movie makes it quite hard for the viewers to stay engaged with what's going on. Even the entire scene where Hercules goes through Phil's training goes by so fast. That training session was supposed to be so complex and deep, but the music of choice really mellowed down the entire scene. Although the music does hit the heart, the soundtrack is not as catchy as the other masterpieces Disney made. I mean, Zero to Hero may be an exception, but compared to the songs in The Lion King, let's be honest, Hercules' music doesn't even come close. If only they'd made the lyrics as engaging as Simba's, "I just can't wait to be king" scene. I doubt any of us will ever be able to forget about that. Now, there's another reason why fans are really raging about this film. There are scandals about culture appropriation regarding the film as well. Some say that the beautiful and heroic tale of Hercules was not done any justice with this movie. It was criticized as not having given proper respect and understanding to its culture and origins. They aren't completely wrong about that now, are they? These fans also argue that the complex mythological creatures are all reduced to one-dimensional caricatures. Now, I know I've already spoken about how great the character designs for this movie were, but critically speaking, they fell short of a few important marks. Compared to the style used in the other films like Treasure Planet or Rapunzel, I doubt anyone would prefer the geometric forms Hercules has. Typically, Disney creates really soft figures with frilly flowy dresses, exaggerating the emotions put into the film. But for Hercules, they really decided to change it up, huh? That's not the only thing fans didn't like about Hercules. In this day and age, animation studios really promote independence and empowerment through their work. So, fans notice the smaller roles of the female characters within the film. Hera and Athena are supposed to be goddesses so strong that none are capable of crossing their path. Athena being the goddess of war, and Hera being the goddess of women, marriage, and childbirth. I know Hera may not seem like a suitable comparison to Athena, but even Zeus would think twice before speaking in front of her. I do agree with these fans, though. These female goddesses really deserved a better role within the movie. In Greek mythology, the Titans were the parents of the Olympians, namely Rhea and Cronus. There were prophecies that the Titans would fall by the hands of their offspring. Cronus feared the prophecies would come true and would swallow each of his children at birth. Rhea, being the great mother that she is, hid one of her children away from Cronus, that child being Zeus. He was raised in secrecy from Cronus, obviously. Rhea hated her husband for killing their children. Cronus had no idea what was coming for him, though. The prophecies did come true. Zeus struck them all down with his lightning bolts with the help of the other Olympians. A story so complex was completely left out. Such a shame. Hey, wouldn't it be cool if there were a separate movie for this, though? Imagine all the action, the drama. Some people even say that the use of modern-day humor within the film seems disrespectful to the lore. Although the film does face quite a lot of criticism, that does not mean it's all that bad. Criticism is nothing more than a friendly way of recommending improvement. I personally really love this movie. It's what made the majority of our childhoods. A lot of us owe John Musker and Ron Clements a thanks for making an effort with Disney to create this super fun film. Trust me, they had to work really hard to create this movie. They even put their original ideas and goals on hold for our dear Hercules. I doubt anyone would have been comfortable in a spot like that. But hey, you do what you gotta do, right? It was thanks to them that we got to see Hercules return to Olympus and Megara. So, from leaving out important details and failing the test of time, to completing our childhoods with his epic story and heroism, this was what went wrong with Disney's Hercules.